it ain't on y'all, it's on the disclosures and stuff.
Okay. Let me know when it's on me.
Go
ahead, Bruce.
You gonna make the garment for that headpiece?
With the black and red one?
With the,
you know what which one?
Red and white.
The red and white one. You gave me a red and white or all red?
Red. It was all red, but they got the white and they got the crystals.
You sure? I thought that was red with some black in it.
ISUP.
I won't make a red and white garment because it's some lames out there wearing red and white that I do not want to be associated with. Although ours would look extra hardcore, of course. But
ISUPK.
You know,
we want no cowards in our camp, and our camp only men prepare to die. We want no cowards in our camp, and our camp never let their colors fly. We want no cowards in our camp, and our camp only men prepare to die.
Test 1, 2. 2, 2, 2. 2. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. The Lord said, confession good for the soul. So right now,
all I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster. And shot call to be known with them niggas letting shots off. Either that or the right hand to the top dog. Funny how we see vanity, not the lives lost. Can't be focused on a life that's hopeless. Out there pumping, not knowing the Lord will kill you for that hocus pocus. Used to roll with niggas that cook dope with weaponry. Same ones claim they love you. I had no life in jeopardy. And I know my mother wants success for me. But that G should take a girl straight to ecstasy. Remember running with bruh, even though we did the wrong thing. My life would've been a lot different if I fell up under Rob's wing. Was too sincere for a wicked game. Shame the Lord's name, now we afflicted with pain. All I ever wanted was to be respected by stand-up niggas, not knowing that them handcuffs custom made the fence. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster. I ain't lying, I was close to dying. Knew I wanted to live, but I wasn't trying. I was defiant, not knowing that this ain't how we live. This just how they design it. Cause when you in them streets, you get more endemic. They don't tell you gonna be on papers and on restrictions. My father said a hard head'll make a soft ass. I didn't care, I wanted fear when I walked past. In a place where a black man's blood is cheap. I thank the Lord for the day I was on Lake Street. Pissing in the cup, back and forth to court. Found the DC school, I swear it felt like I cried on that fucking porch. The Lord said, my sheep, they ain't hear my voice. Asked me why I'm UPK, I told them I ain't have a choice. They said God ain't 50-50 and what's gonna come to pass. The Lord called me out the world and I started running fast. me until it hit the fan. I want power and a throne, nigga, fuck them grams. All I wanted was to be a gangster, but I was real as a righteous man. And now got the upper hand, gotta promote this brand. Correct whole multitudes until they all understand. If I can't get that crown, Lord, then put me in the hands of someone more mighty, make me this hit man. Reminiscing on the pain that was felt. Shit, I was in the jam. Shit, I needed help. But Twan was locked up in the judge put man on the shelf. Heavy cry cause it felt like I was left by myself. All I wanted was to impress niggas with my grinding. Now I ain't trying to prove shit to nobody but Muhammad. Cause most these niggas lie, pop smoke. One time for the most high, he made me a cutthroat. Cause all I ever wanted was to smash my opponents. Stacking cash, not knowing it wouldn't last. Then God, I hope you accept my atonement. Cause all I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was a gangster. Decisions that I made before the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was a gangster. Decisions that I made before the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster.
Bonner represent the ISUPK under Commander General Yohanan here in the city of Detroit, man. We've been doing this since 1969 with the sole purpose of waking up blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian people out of the hellish conditions, man, that they face here in the US of A, in America, and actually Slovakia, abroad, man. Everywhere you go where black, Hispanic, and Native Indian people are, man, we in a constant hell. Right. Again, since 1969, we've been doing this, man. Our website is www.isupk.com. 24/7, you can log on to that website, order books. You know, we got videos on various subjects. And also, one of the things that we always love receiving is donations from the public, man. You can log on to that website, man, and hit the donation button and donate it all. You know, like a damn devil called me yesterday, Slovakia. You know, but it's on point. The devil called me yesterday and was like, when can I come do some boot kisses? I'm like, hold on, man. That, you know, we don't prearrange no goddamn boot kisses in here. You know what I'm saying? You want to do a boot kiss, man, you see us at camp, man, and follow the appropriate instructions, right? But as far as prearranging a damn boot kiss, that ain't what we do. Now, if you do want to, you know, do a thing, log on to that website and hit the donation button and put your whole bank account in as a donation to the ISUPK. That's what I told you. But again, man, since 1969, Commander General Yohanan has held the torch down and been running through, you know, everywhere where blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians dwell, man, to deliver them the most significant message in the earth today, that you are the 12 lost tribes of Israel, and you're commanded in these days to come back home. And that's what ISUPK provide, a home for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man, that realize that this is not our rest, man, as the scripture indicates, man. This is not our place to, you know, embrace and enjoy and live it up, man. We in hell here in America. All right, until we realize that we're in hell and stop this fallacy in our mind that we can vote our way out of hell, right? Until we realize that there's only one prescription to come out of hell, we're gonna kick the can on down the road. The only prescription for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man, is to drop your love affair with this sick, wicked, sadistic society and embrace your culture that's found right in the Holy Bible. All right. So first, I know we had a couple questions out there. Let's, if y'all wanted to, man, let's go into some of those questions. Let's, I believe there was one on, go ahead, sis, you had a question.
I just want to
Hold on 1 second. Go ahead,
make
please.
sure the audience hear the sound.
Okay. Is somebody complaining about the sound?
No, I don't see them complaining, but I don't hear it through my phone.
Okay.
Just want to double check.
Just 1 second. We're trying to double check the sound quality.
All right,
We good?
you good.
Okay. So the first question. Go ahead, sis.
How do we know that Esau is the white man if the scripture says that David was ruddy?
Okay. So when you ask that question, obviously you've read where ruddy can be interpreted as a red color, right? Okay. So what was the lineage of King David? You know, just some stuff right off the top of my head. What lineage was King David? What tribe did he come from? Who knows? Who knows? Pull a precept where it's definitely David was out of one particular tribe. Give me that one right there. And then give me in the Zondervan's Bible Dictionary the definition of ruddy. And also another scripture I need you to find is where I believe it was one of the prophets that came into the house of Jesse, and he requested all of Jesse's sons to be present, and they went and got all the sons except David. Find that for me, Lava Bar. Because what you're dealing with here is people, obviously the people that put this information out have not done the research on what ruddy means, nor of what the Judites look like, because Christ himself was a Judite, right? And the scripture expressed clearly that Christ was so dark it looked like he had been burnt in a furnace. So if Christ was a Judite and David is in his lineage, means David had to also be what? A Judite, because the lineage of Christ is Jesse, King David, Solomon, Hezekiah, and Joseph, right? That's the lineage of Christ. And we're talking about all Judah right there. So if all of those men were Judah, right, then Christ had to be also a Judite. That's an easy one, but let's go into Compact Bible Dictionary and define the word ruddy.
Count on Makan. We're in the book of the Zondervan's Bible, Compact Dictionary, page 510.
Okay.
Ruddy, a word used to refer to a red or.
Hold on. A red what?
A red or.
A red or, right? It don't say a red and, right? It says or, correct?
Count on Makan.
Read it one more time.
Count on Makan. Ruddy, a word used to refer to a red or fair complexion.
A red or fair complexion. All right? A red or fair complexion. Now, the people that just want to hang on to red, what would you say to them? What like, you know, obviously if you read ruddy, it's going to tell you it means fair and red. Right? And then off the top of my head, I just said, well, David come from Jesse. Jesse was a Judite. Christ was so dark, looked like he'd been burnt in a furnace. Right. Obviously that David wasn't, what Esau was. That's quite obvious, because if he was what Esau was, he wouldn't have been able to produce a man like Christ. Right. He wouldn't have been able to produce any Judites that looked like me or you. Right? So obviously it's the or, which means fair. So in the context that they read in the Bible where it describes David as being ruddy, it means, let's go to that breakdown right quick, like a bar, so we can get it out the scripture. Come. And then hold on, the one I want is, I want that one, and I also want the one where he slew Goliath. right? And because they looked at David and it was like, they felt some type of way because David wasn't a brute beast looking type of an individual.
Right.
He was this individual, a fair looking man. Somebody that you would want to have a conversation with and kick it with, and and go places with. He wasn't an austere man like Christ. He wasn't, he wasn't like me. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't like maybe Slakia, but Mashal over there, General Mahyman. He was more like some of you other brothers. Ruddy and y'all got handsome young men or whatever. David was like that. He was even more so, in that regard, because it's described in the Bible a few times what David looked like. So you ever met a Judite that was a fair-looking man? You know what I'm saying? That's what David was right there. Give it to me.
If I could, it's more to the.
I know it's more there, but I need that. What do you got for me first?
1 Samuel 16:5.
Give me that.
And he said peaceably, I am come to sacrifice unto the Lord. Sanctify yourselves and come with me to the sacrifice. And he sanctified Jesse and his sons and called them to the sacrifice.
Okay.
Verse 6. And it came to pass, when they were come, that he looked on Eliab and said, surely the Lord's anointed is before him. Verse 7.
No, this is when I think you're in the wrong spot. You were where they because David is not there, right? I need the part where they didn't go get David because he was fair, and also when he went to fight Goliath, what was said about him before he actually took on that fight. I need that quick. Everybody should be looking for that. So, the dictionary describes ruddy as being both red and fair. Again, we know David was a Judite, and all Judites is described as being black people, according to, 14:2, Jeremiah 14:2. Judah is black. All right? You're going to find that around, what is it? 17?
Put it through my concordation.
You understand where I'm going to, right, sis? Like fair. You ever heard of fair-skinned people? Like black people referred to as fair skin, and that was David. He was fair skinned and handsome, I guess you could call it. So much so that his brothers even blazed him, I believe, about his appearance.
Oh, I got it, sir.
Give it to me.
We're in the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 17, verse 44.
Go ahead.
And when the Philistine looked about,
That's the one.
And saw David, he disdained him.
He did what?
He disdained him.
Go ahead.
For he was but a youth, and ruddy.
And what?
And ruddy.
And what?
And ruddy.
So you think if you read that right there, do you think the Philistine would care if it was a formidable opponent and he was just a white man? The Philistine is looking at David like this little pretty boy.
Right.
I can't believe this nigga coming up, running up on me as pretty as he is. I'm about to bust his head open. That's what this African is thinking in his head. He can't possibly be built like that. Look the way he look. How many men have been misjudged based on what they look like? I know a few of them. I know some cats, man, that don't look like they're about nothing, but do the wrong thing, and you will find out quickly. And this was David right here. He was ready. Read that one more time. The Philistine did what?
And when the Philistines looked about and saw David, he disdained him, for he was but a youth,
young,
and ruddy.
Nigga. Pretty young boy is what the Philistine thought. So again, since the ruddy just refers to, fair skin. There's a couple of them in there, but go ahead, Kudash Tabar.
Yeah, the last breakdown I had heard, it was from General Muhammad. He said it was like light skin, which is the same thing as fair.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the same time, a brother was just reading, they said ruddy means red or fair.
Right.
And black people today call light-skinned brothers red or fair. They might call them light-skinned or white boy.
Or red bone and all kind of stuff.
Yeah, they call them red bone.
It's just really the Bible, like I like to reiterate, man, the Bible is written how black people talk, man.
Right.
It's our culture. And little things like this, man, it gives you small clues as to how we interacted with one another and how our descriptions of certain things. It's all our flavor in this Bible. Go ahead, Bruce.
With all due respect,
Go ahead.
to understand how the Bible's written, and that point you're making, all we need to do is look at the sister right here. Every brother I know would describe her as being a red bone.
Come. That's true.
Meaning red.
Come. We would describe her as being a red bone. That's true. That's absolutely true. Go ahead.
Also, there is another scripture that says Israel, or either Judah, and I'm paraphrasing, is like a speckled bird.
That's true.
Judah is black unto the ground. Both of those mean the same thing out of mind.
Well, final precept you just spoke of about a speckled bird. That's which means what? We in this room right here, man. Me and Zarak, we the darkest brothers up in here, right? And then we go gradual, shades down to this red bone sister that's in the room, So not to spend too much time on it, man. To me, it's clear. I didn't need a second breakdown when I heard it the first time because Judah is a dark-skinned people. Israel's a speckled bird, so of course David could have been a light-skinned Judite. You know what I'm saying? With like the scripture describes fair as meaning like, pretty and attractive. You know what I mean? Something like you want to, as opposed to wanting to get away from it, you might want to talk to David, kick it with him. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what more somebody would need on that. To me, it's easy. Yeah, go ahead, Bruce.
And if I could, sir. Ruddy, a word used to refer to a red or fair complexion. In contrast.
Hold on. And what?
In contrast.
Meaning the opposite of what? Go ahead.
To the dark skin of the Hebrews.
We typically dark skinned people. So it's saying David, we know David was a Hebrew, right? So it's not excluding David as being a Hebrew. It's just saying that he was a little bit different than the rest of them. And the Philistines saw it. His brothers always looked at him a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, when they saw David, was like, man, it's pretty boy. All right. So do we need to get any more on that, sis, or are you clear? All right. It was another question. Anybody got any other questions? All right. The one thing that I definitely wanted to go into, man, is these, the significance of the California wildfires. And if you notice, if you've been watching, it wasn't just in Paradise, California. California been burning off and on all year. Every time I look up, there's a California fire going on, and what is the media coverage of it? It was just a barbecue got out of control, or a campfire or something like that. Not realizing that the things that they're doing to the Hispanic people right in their own land in California and Texas, because those were lands that belonged to the Mexican brothers and sisters, right? That land absolutely belonged to the Mexican brothers and sisters prior to. Give me the date that America conquered. Look up is it the Spanish? No, it's the Mexican and American War. Give me that one right there. And that war, I believe, the United States of America took hold of Arizona California, and Texas. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Arizona is on there as well. But the point is, they claim that they got Mexico free and clear. Really, they took it just like they've taken everything else. They took California from the Mexican people. You got something on it?
Come.
What you got? Let me hear it.
It's like Mexican-American War.
Mm-hmm.
The Mexican-American War, also known in the United States as the Mexican War,
Mm-hmm.
and in Mexico, the American intervention in Mexico,
Mm-hmm.
was armed conflict between the United States of America and the United Mexican States.
So it said it was an armed conflict between the United States of America and the Mexican state. Go ahead.
From 1846 to 1848.
So it ended in 1848. Go ahead.
It followed in the wake of the 1845 American annexation of the independent Republic of Texas.
The American what? Annexation. Look up what I think that means. Annex. I think that means. Read that word again.
Annexation
Mm-hmm.
of the independent Republic of Texas.
So I believe they're saying that when America finally won that war, they kicked the Mexican people out of Texas. Annexation. Look up annexation for me real quick. Go ahead, Mashal.
To annex something means to take it.
Mm-hmm.
Literally take it away from the people that had it before.
Exactly.
So when they annexed Texas,
Mm-hmm.
they took it from the Mexicans.
Okay, so they
literally took it.
So they sitting on land that was stolen on top of stolen. Think about that. The United States stole the land again. And man, if the white man ain't the devil, man, the Bible speaks of, man, where and who in the hell is the devil?
Right.
You didn't took the land from the people and enforced all sorts of horrific atrocities on the people, man, including slavery and murder and prison, separating them from their kids right now. In America, and the white man don't believe that it's an ounce of retribution he got to face for that, man. And for the life of me, I don't even think he's aware of what the Most High is saying. When you see 1,200 people missing in this wildfire right now. 1,200 people missing. Right, they've already confirmed 70-something dead. Go ahead, Mashal.
Khan, you mentioned the California wildfire.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned retribution to these Edomites that's running this country, and you mentioned the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
Got an article right here about Gashad, if I may. California raging wildfires are creating lightning-filled clouds.
Hold on. They're doing what?
Creating lightning-filled clouds.
Lightning. Oh, okay. So the fire is making clouds that has lightning in them.
That's gonna start more fires.
Mm.
The Most High is not playing with these people. It's called pyrocumulus clouds, also known as fire clouds. Are extremely rare cloud formation caused by rising heat and smoke from volcanoes, or as in the case in California right now, by raging wildfires.
Man, that's all cold right there, man.
These fire clouds, extremely fast forming, can host their own lightning storms and cause devastating wind. In other words, the wildfire can create its own weather system.
That's deep right there.
I can stop right there.
Yeah, Con. Yeah, that's heavy right there. Hey, Kodash Bar, you got the ability to bring some of those visuals online? Yeah, let me see some of that, man. Let's see some damn fire tornadoes, right? Essentially, that's what you're saying. Fire tornadoes with lightning coming out of it. So, and Commander General Yohana, man, he put it better than I had ever heard it when he tied the wildfires in with what they've done to the Mexican people. Not just the Mexican people, but those those immigrants that's on their way here, where they from Guatemala and all of them little them Central American countries. And what he pointed out was during the Oliver North and was Noriega involved in that as well, I believe, and you know, in Ronald Reagan, where they funded that war over there off of cocaine money. They was giving Judites cocaine in California, Mexicans cocaine in California, and in turn using the proceeds to fund a war, right, against them same people that's trying to seek refuge in America. Go ahead, Mashah.
The history of that, I was shocked. Y'all forgive me for being old, because I wasn't there, but I was there. It's called Drugs for Arms. They gave one group of people drugs, who then sold them arms, who they gave to the other group of people just to make them fight each other. This is the United States way. This is the Edomite way. They send the CIA over here and whisper some witchcraft in these people's ears. They whisper witchcraft in another country in these people's ears. And the next thing you know, they're fighting each other because they think they hate each other, but it's all because of the witchcraft that the Edomite has put on us.
And then the other thing I remember about that, this story right here is, after the brothers had got so successful from selling the cocaine that the CIA was giving them, the CIA turned around and arrested them. And the law that was on the books in those days was, if you got caught with 650 grams of cocaine, you do natural life, meaning no possibility of parole. So they didn't set up not just the two different opposing factions in Central America, South America. They didn't set them up to fight each other, right? But they also set the black man up to go to prison for making all of that money that they used to start that war over there. Man. The white man is the goddamn devil, man.
Right.
The Bible speaks of, and that was, and when I heard Commander General Yohana speak on that, I was absolutely, man, like, man, that brother's a prophet right there. Right. These wildfires that you're seeing right here, man, is biblical, man. It's the Lord right here, man. Give me some more of those fire tornadoes, man. In Paradise, California, man. You call that, it was, listen, man, they came over here and they in paradise. They in heaven. How many times have we brought out the white man is in his heaven? The white man is in heaven. He's naming land paradise. This is his kingdom. This is heaven, man. Meanwhile, it ain't yours, black man, Hispanic man.
That's right.
This your hell. Right? Where is that in Isaiah? What was it? Isaiah what? 40, was it 14?
4 and 15.
Isaiah 4 and 15. Give me that scripture. And then Luke 1 and 68 as well. That's amazing. And even with all the, the blatant hate that this society has for our people, we still, man, don't get it. We still want the Kanye West and, and T.D. Jakes and Shuck and Jive and Kevin Hart, man. This is what we still want to do. Give me that scripture.
Come. We in the book of Isaiah, chapter 5, verse 20.
5:14.
Salakia, sir. 5 and 14. Therefore, hell have enlarged herself and opened her mouth without measure.
One of the questions that the sister had was about spirit and about hell. She was under the impression that hell is a state of mind. All right. Who could tell me what hell is? Raise your hand. Give me the definition of hell, Mashah.
Hell is a condition that people live in at a particular time. I.e.,
Hold on, please. I want to get this because a lot of people believe, he on it a little bit, but That's not what hell is.
In America right now, we live in the white man's heaven, but it's the black man's hell.
Okay, that's more of what I want. Why is this hell for us? Go ahead.
Because the white man is on top, meaning his rulership, and we enslaved in captivity under the white man, meaning we're on the bottom.
Okay.
So
So it's one key factor you're missing. Read that scripture one more time.
Con. We're in the book of Isaiah, chapter 5, verse 14. Therefore, hell have enlarged herself and opened her mouth without measure, and their glory and their multitude and their pomp, and he that rejoiceth shall descend into it.
Give me the verse above that.
Con. 13. Therefore, my people are going into captivity.
Hold on, what?
Therefore, my people are gone into captivity.
That's the part y'all missed. Therefore, my people are gone into what?
Captivity.
Captivity. You can, like, you know, there's some white boys living in America that's on the bottom, right? They're using drugs and you know, and shooting dope, can't hold a job. They're a bum. I just passed one on the corner, begging me for change. Like 3 of them in the last, you know, I was surprised. Like, don't I look like I can't stand a white man? Why in the hell would you ever approach me for change? That's what I was thinking when he came to me and asked me for to help him get some antifreeze for his car. You know, I General Muhammad came in my mind when he asked me that, because I started to call him a goddamn devil and tell him to get out of my face. But this is kingdom, so I was polite in telling him no. You know what I'm saying? You got the nerve. You ask me for money. I just thought I carried a look on my face to say, devil, don't ever ask me nothing. Right. You know what I'm saying? But this guy asked me for change for antifreeze. And I paused and I said, I just don't have it. No, I'm not giving you any money. But the point I'm making is this guy, you know, although he's living in his kingdom, right? Right? He could be a Wall Street executive if he wanted to be. Right. But he chose to be a drug addict. So he's on the bottom in his own kingdom. But he's not in captivity. You see that? He's not in hell, man. There's a big difference between being just a reject, a degenerate ass dope abuser, than being forced in these conditions we face every day. Right. With a monster on your back, beating your ass and cutting your throat and putting you in prison and forcing you to work for food. It's a big difference. So read that scripture one more time, Salaki.
Con. In the book of Isaiah, chapter 5, verse 13. Therefore, my people are gone into captivity.
Go ahead.
Because they have no knowledge.
So captivity is this right here. Hell is this right here. All right? Hell is this. Hell is being in captivity without knowledge of self. You understand that? Without knowledge of culture. Hell is being in captivity without knowledge of self or culture. Keep going.
Con. No knowledge, and their honorable men are famished.
And with no leadership, with nobody to be able to tell you, you know, how we do things in order to come up out of certain predicaments. Nobody to give you the instructions on how to please the Most High. Your honorable men are what?
Famished.
Are what?
Are famished.
Man, they starving, man. They don't even have the direction that you would expect an honorable man to have. He should be able to have something to hand down, right? So they famished, man. They don't have it, man. TD Jakes don't have it. Only thing he got is the white man's money and the white man's handshake and the white man's smile and the white man's shucking and jiving and his bullshit. That's all they got. And no honorable man to give us the right direction. Keep going.
Con. And their multitude dried up.
And because we don't have any, in the multitude what?
In the multitude dried up with thirst.
And because we don't have anybody to quench our thirst, to feed us, right? We just wander around on the earth, man, just thirsty for something. That's why you see black people always embracing every goddamn thing. That's hell, man. You know, Christianity and Egyptology and Buddhism and you know, and all these other joke-ass religions out there. Islam, right? Islamism, all these made-up ass, dumb-ass religions, man, is us dried up with thirst. We are very spiritual people, man. And because we have no honorable people to teach us how to connect with the Most High, we're thirsty. We follow for everything, embracing everything on the earth, man. You see that? So this is what hell is. Being in captivity with no knowledge of self, culture, or how to please the Most High. That's hell. Right. Don't ever forget that, man. And also, as you guys described, being on the bottom. Because without those things, you ain't gonna find yourself nowhere but at the goddamn bottom. That's right. Somebody gonna be stepping on your head your whole life, man. Feeding you misinformation and garbage to steal your money in the Christian church. That's what hell is, man. Keep going.
Khan. She like it. Therefore, hell has...
Hold on. You can't read it like that. Therefore, what?
Therefore, hell...
Hold on, what?
Therefore, hell...
Therefore, what?
Hell.
Hell. You see that? Because of all of those things that we just broke down, your ass is in hell. That's why you in hell. And put right on top of that, the white man is stabbing you in the back. He steals your woman from you every time she cuts the television on. You lose a little bit of her. You understand that? Every time she go to the mall, you lose a little bit of your woman. You understand that? Every single time. You in hell, black man. Read it just one more time from the top. I ain't going to interrupt you. Just to get the guts of what the scripture is saying.
Count on one kind. Therefore, hell hath enlarged herself and opened her mouth without measure.
You see that, man? It's an unlimited supply of individuals in the hell because of all of those things that they lack. But the Most High said with those raging wildfires that he heard some of our prayers.
That's right.
See that? He heard some of our prayers. Some of our prayers is creeping up there, man.
Right.
Because he burned paradise. How dare them, man, label that place, man, that they've been stole, man. The bones of our native Indian brothers and sisters, our Mexican brothers and sisters, man, is in that land. Now, guess who else bones there? I just read an article today. It's bones there that they can't even recognize, man. They can't even take DNA from them now. The fire burnt them to powder. It's 1,200 people missing right now in that wildfire. And all of them presumably powder now, man, just about to feed the ground, man, enjoying our brothers and sisters in hell. Imagine what they went through, man, realizing they couldn't run north, east, south, or west. And then guess what else? They had people that they loved right there with them. You know, you probably could have got away if you just ran yourself as a man. But you got your kids right there and your wife.
Right.
Everybody dying. You see that? You know how many times we face that, man? Find me what the scriptures say, give them double, man. Double back. That's the one I want, man. It's in Revelation, man. Most High ain't playing with these folks, man. And then listen, it's about to be another mass shooting. It's about to be another terrorist attack. It's going down, man. Like it's going to be a normal thing. Like right now, like you don't even when you see a mass shooting, there's another white boy that did what, man? Went and killed people. You got something to show?
Oh my God.
Go ahead.
And looking at those California wildfires, and I want to juxtapose that against the Edomites' arrogance. Just another one of the stories. These are all on the news. This one says for $1 an hour, inmates, guess what the nationality is? Fight California wildfire. Slave labor or self-improvement?
It's slave labor. Pull that up there, man. Pull up some of that with them brothers out there, man, fighting them fighters, man. And in them penitentiaries, them brothers happy to get out there for $1 a day. Just to let y'all know.
$1 a day.
they happy.
So like I want
Go ahead.
my if I may, what they doing to get the brothers and our Mexican brothers. That's who out there fighting now. It ain't a bunch of white boys. When we get that straight, it is not a bunch of white boys. It's so-called African Americans and so-called Mexicans.
You know that.
On the front lines, and I'm reading this article for a little bit, on the front lines of some of the deadliest fires raging in California, professional firefighters are working alongside prison inmates.
Think about that. Just think about that. They're working alongside prison inmates, right? Which means what? That they scared, man.
Free labor.
They want to make sure, not just the labor part, man. White man don't want to die. He going to send that brother in there before he go into that particular zone. Brothers go in there first and give the okay. Then the white man come up and work right beside him. That's how they go down. Go ahead.
So well, the brothers go in there first, and how the best way to say it, they decimate the danger. Decimate means to decrease by 10%. They go in, and whatever the true danger is, it's the brothers and our Mexican brothers. It's the Israelites. They go into these fires. They go into the literal fire.
Right.
And they do this thing called cutting a line.
Okay.
And what cutting a line is walking into where the fire is burning and digging out what's burning, putting it out by hand, and making it at least 4 feet wide so that the fire stays over there.
Right.
Don't jump over there.
You saying it's like a trough.
Are not doing
a trough or something that they digging. Slave labor. What's the article right there you reading from?
I'm reading from, this is an article from, it doesn't say the website, but the title is For $1 an Hour.
For $1, oh, they're giving them $1 an hour.
For $1 an hour.
And listen, you know why that is so attractive to a prisoner? Because you used to working for 17 cents an hour. So these brothers say, okay, it's $1 an hour. To them, that's like $100 an hour. It's a lot. It is, man.
That's right.
It's like $100 an hour, man, because if they work out there 12 hours a day, man, times 30. And them fires been going on for about, what, 2-3 weeks now, right? You know, that's enough to get them a new TV, you know what I'm saying, a Walkman, some ramen noodle, some summer sausage, some jalapeno cheese, man, to go on the cook up. You cooking up, you penitentiary rich off $1 an hour, man. And they know that. Go ahead, Bruce.
Plus they send some of that money what? Home. Watch these are the wives and children that they say we don't take care of.
And also, you're absolutely right. That's a whole nother topic right there. Brothers in prison, man, sending a whole 17 cents an hour paycheck home. And you know it ain't enough. But they do that, man. They doing that in the joint, man. 17 cents an hour. And then you might get a bonus after, is it 90 days or after 60 days?
90 days,
90, every 90 days you get like a bonus where they'll double your monthly pay up. Imagine risking your life, man. Like 1,200 bodies out there in that goddamn wildfire. Now, has an inmate died? Probably so. I can almost guarantee you one of the brothers died out there, or a few of them, and they just not saying nothing about it. You know, so this is our hell, man. The white man is in his heaven, and the wildfires in Paradise, California, was an act of the Most High, because they got to feel what it's like to run from a raging inferno, just like we did. You see that? They burned down in entire cities, man, of black people, man, in the 1920s, man. We always talking about Rosewood and Black Wall Street, but it was many more.
That's
right. And on top of that, like the latest slap in the faces from some disgusting ass senator is that the Trail of Tears was what? A voluntary thing. Just like slavery was a voluntary thing, right? Like we wanted to come over here because we were swinging from vines in Africa with bones in our nose. Right. Wearing straw goddamn mini skirts, man, in some old, you know, jock strap, man, you know, in in Africa. That's what black people were doing, right? Man, a white man is the most vicious monster, man. He's the most subtle beast in the field, and the devil the Bible speaks of. Period. Go ahead, Kodash Tabar.
And then they would say, you know, I seen on the comments where they actually saying, every time a shooting happened, yeah, y'all swinging off of ropes over here, so you might as well come over to America and get killed.
Yeah.
Like, us swinging off of ropes was way worse than coming over here getting killed by white people.
Now you know, black man ain't never swung off no goddamn rope unless he was swinging into a lagoon or something like that, going swimming. That wasn't us, man. That was them Africans, man, that they wanted us to believe was us. And that National Geographic is a propaganda tool as well, man. Because you look at the condition of black people over there in Africa with them bones in their nose, them big old stomachs, and what they can say, I do not want to go back to Africa. So I don't want to go over there and got all of them, the belly full of worms, man, and eating mud cupcakes. That was also, man, lies, man. The white man is such a bastard, man. Think about what he did, man. Back in the day when they was associating black people with being African, because you know, originally, it wasn't no African American.
Right.
That was something gradually pushed on black people.
Right.
That was something that they gradually forced down our goddamn throat through the media and through education, and then through appealing to black women. All of a sudden, we went from Afro to African. The two didn't mean nothing, man. They named us after Jim Brown's Afro and Julius Erving's Afro. You see that? Afro-Americans. Then they said, no, that still don't sound right. Then we became African-Americans. So give me that in Revelations. Who got that? Anybody?
Revelations 18.
Which one you looking for, sir?
I believe it's 18 and 2.
Come out of my people.
Give me that where they say, I think it's
right
8.
after that.
Yeah, right around 18 and 2.
Revelation, chapter 18, verse 4.
Okay.
And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people.
You see that? That's significant as well, man. When you hear that right there, and it's in several places in the Bible where the Lord is appealing to us, you know, to finally recognize who we are, man. Recognize this wickedness we caught up in, man. And he's sending the voices from heaven, man. When you hear Commander Jeremy Hunter, man, say, man, come up out of this wickedness in America, man. That right there is from the Lord. When you hear Commander General Hunter say, come out of American society, that's the Most High speaking through his prophets, man, to come out of this sickness. Read it again.
Revelation, chapter 18, verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people.
Go ahead.
That ye be not partakers of her sin.
You see that? The Lord is saying, man, come on up out of her, man, because I want to go and burn down Paradise, California. And I don't want no niggas to be up in there when I do it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all should check this out. You out here preach? Yes, sir. I'll see you next week. Lord is saying, man, come out of her, my people, so you won't be partakers of her sin. Keep going.
That ye be not partakers of her sin.
Go ahead.
And that ye receive not of her plague.
That you don't burn down in Paradise, California. So just come on up out of her. Come on up out of her, my people, man. Let me handle this business, and you come on this side right here. Keep going.
For her sins, verse 5, for her sins have reached unto heaven.
You see that, man? For her sins has reached into heaven, meaning, okay, now I'm recognizing, I'm acknowledging what she has done. You know, I'm acknowledging what she has done to my people, right? So I need you guys to separate yourselves from this wickedness that you've been involved in your whole lives, man. So you won't be a part of the plagues that I sent, like Paradise, California. Keep going.
And and Yahweh have remembered her iniquity.
Keep going.
Verse 6, reward her even.
You see that? This is what I'm talking about right here. The Lord's saying right here, man, like these things that you're seeing, and it's so many of them, like back to back, like the shootings and the attempted bombings and the bombings and the mass destruction, and not even just on the like they give us abortion, they through hell, they force us to contemplate killing our own children. But the Lord says, okay, since you've done that, I'm gonna make sure that you can't even have children. So right now, white people, man, at the minus birth rate. Not just that, right, but on top of the plagues. And then, like, Commander General Hunter brought out the goddamn suicide rate. I didn't know it. I rejoiced when I heard that number. You know how many white men at the age of 50 take their life every single goddamn day? 72.
Every day.
72 of them in America kill themselves. Every day. Man, get the most out of hand. Because the scripture said, do what?
Reward her even as she rewarded you.
And pay them back. Keep going.
And double unto her.
Hold on, man. What?
And double unto her.
We faced a lot of atrocities in this country. Like things like, things about how our ancestors survived, man, that bring tears to your eyes. And then a lot of their deaths, like the brother that they hung up, man, they cut limb, he's still alive. They cutting pieces off of it and burning him up, man, hanging from a tree. Brother getting some goddamn, think about all the white women that have been accused black men of rape in this day. And then been proven to be lying. Think about all of them that did it back then, man. And then they gonna string a brother up and cutting the toe off of him, a finger, his rod, his beard, all just cutting the brother up. Think about these horrific acts that was committed against not just black men, but also our sisters. And cutting their stomachs open, ripping their bellies out their womb, ripping their babies out their womb, stomping the heads of the children right in their face, forcing them to sleep with all different types of men. There's some horrific things that they did to us, and the Lord said, do what?
Reward even Salakia. Reward even as she rewarded you, and double.
And what?
And double.
Go ahead.
Unto her double according to her work.
Did it say double?
And double unto her double.
Ooh, man, that's like a quadruple effect. And double, you had to read that again.
Right.
And double unto her double. Lord, that's a quadruple thing he got going against them, man. So like we in the beginning of the end, man, it's gonna be fire and vapors and smoke, man. The knowledge and the understanding and the wisdom of this world, man, gonna be black with the knowledge of the ISUPK.
That's right.
You understand that we're gonna turn everything to just crap. All your belief systems, man, we're gonna prove it to be garbage, man.
That's right.
You understand that? And the Lord, in return, man, is gonna keep doing his good work that he did in Paradise, California, man. On the backdrops of them saying that soon as that little concentration of immigrants get to the border, that they got little concentration camps that they're gonna set up for our people, man. On the backdrop of that, the Lord said, okay, let me light a match, man. Let me start a fire. In an instant, man, 1,200 gone. 70-something confirmed death, man. The Lord is not playing, man. Any more questions? Go ahead, preach.
It's like, sir, my man, that fire lasted for what, weeks?
Man, I think it was like 3 weeks that place burned. But that's not the worst in terms of time. A stretch of the land been on fire, because I think this year, I mean, that's all I saw. It seemed like for weeks and weeks and almost months at a time, California was on fire. California got to be huge. What is it, the second largest in the union?
Between that and Texas.
Yeah, I think Texas number one, then California. Man, the Most High not playing with that, man. Did you have any other questions, sis?
What Revelation chapter was that?
That was, I believe that was 18 and 6, but like, really that 18, the whole 18th chapter is a good one to read as well.
Okay.
Go ahead.
That's heavy about these fires. That shows you how the Lord works. Because even when a volcano erupts, those ashes can kill people. The clouds and the smoke and the ashes that's coming from volcanoes can start a damn fire back up. Because it's so hot. The ashes will pile up on you, get in your respiratory system, all of that. So the Lord killing people with these wildfires.
The Lord send a mosquito at you, man, or a locust, or a frog.
Right.
Now, not to mention a volcano, right? Not to mention a damn what they call it, a twister, a tornado, and then a tsunami. The Lord, man, His work is not our work. Like, you gonna pull out your little gun, man. The Lord is send a goddamn mosquito at you and stick you while you sleep. And you wake up with all sorts of diseases, man. Like what He did to them disgusting ass Egyptians, man. That's what America is about to face. The America about to face the plagues of Egypt, man. They gonna look up, there's gonna be frogs everywhere. You know, or the 2018 version of the frog.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like, what was that they had not too long ago? Oh no, it was the mosquito. The mosquito over there giving you the little baby head disease. I forget the name of it. It wasn't the West Nile. It was something else that was causing the baby's head to be, you know, baby come out with a normal torso, but the head on it the size of a goddamn marble or something. It's a lot here. The Lord, man, he works totally different from what our understanding could even imagine. You know what I'm saying? Like the Egyptians didn't believe nothing that Moses said to them. You know, refused to restore the people. Likewise, America the same. And look what they're doing to the indigenous people of this land, right? They was here first, man. They seeking asylum. And all you got to think, have you seen, pull up the white men that got arms ready to fight the refugees that's trying to come over here. There's so many videos out there, man. They try not to show you all of this because they don't want you to see just how of a devil, how much of a devil the white man is. But them people, man, coming over here, man, just like Commander General Yohana touched down on, they seeking
Hey, I just created a Wix website for
And there ain't no goddamn abortion clinics. But in the black community, man, they every goddamn way. Why is that, man? And if the Democrats were for black people, why is there so many black babies being aborted under the Democratic rule? You know why? You know why? Because your ass don't realize that you voting for your own destruction. Give me that in Lamentations.
In the book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 17. As for us, our eyes have yet failed for our vain help.
Hold on. As for us, our eyes have yet failed for our what?
Our vain help.
Vain help. Being help that is empty, that is nothing, that never helps. A help that never helps. Think about that. We're looking for a help that never helps. That can never help. That will never help.
So, Wakiel, I got a question.
Go ahead.
Is that the politicians we keep voting for?
That's the politician scripture right there. That is the scripture for the politician. Read it one more time.
Going on one kind. Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 17. As for us, our eyes have yet failed.
Go ahead.
For our vain help.
Let's rock the vote, man. Let's vote for a Democrat so-and-so. Let's vote for Democrat so-and-so. Senator this, Republican that. You know, House of Representatives that. Governor this, Mayor that. President this or that. As for us, keep reading.
Our eyes have yet failed.
Our eyes have yet failed, meaning what? When you say our eyes have yet failed, what does that mean? Think about what it means for a man's eyes to fail. Go ahead.
Meaning you gonna keep doing the same thing over and over again. You gonna continue to believe that voting is gonna help you out of this condition that you're in.
But it's a precept for what I'm saying. Think, where does it say eyes fail in the Bible? Just in that breakdown, just in the understanding of what that means. All right. Go ahead. No, I'm talking to you.
Deuteronomy.
What did it say?
28:32.
And what did it say?
Our eyes have failed when they took the children.
Right, our eyes have looked with longing. And there was no might in our hands. So our eyes looked and failed with longing. So it's talking about like a saddening state. Like I said, all of us, man, probably voted for Barack Obama, the first one at least, right? Come on now. Everybody in this room, well, you was too young to vote anyway. If you could, you would have voted. Everybody, you didn't vote? You didn't vote because you was too lazy to go to the ballot box. You didn't vote because you wasn't wrapped up in Christianity and you didn't believe in the law of the land. Come on now, priest. You thought it was a trap?
That's why I asked you.
Most right. Okay, well, Dr. Bar, you voted for it?
I don't recall it.
Man, hey, I saw niggas that had 20-year felonies voting for Barack Obama. I'm talking about all the conscious community. Everybody voted for Barack Obama. And this scripture right here, man, listen, and it's so on point because Barack Obama is just another politician. And listen, he's masked as an Israelite, but he's really an African.
Right.
And everything that he put forth, man, was not for the benefit of black people. He didn't put any policies in place that would help us without helping other people. When the people that need the help is black people, man. We the people that need those, that help. He ignored it, even though he married to a Judite, man. That's sick. She should have divorced his ass, man, as soon as she realized, he wasn't gonna never do nothing for her people, but she did. And oh well. But this scripture is clearly pointing out, man, as for us, our eyes have what?
Yet failed.
Yet failed, keep going.
For our vain help.
For what?
For our vain help.
For a help that cannot help. For this help is impossible for this help to be able to help, which is you voting for those politicians. They can't help you. If a politician decides to bring black people up out of their hell, meaning out of the ghetto and give them something, what would it mean for his people? Give me a precept. Go ahead.
Esau is the end of the world, and
Not that one.
Not that one?
Give me another one.
Can I get the question again?
The question is, if the white man, right, because he owned the political system in America, if he decided to use his political system to raise black people up out of hell, what would that mean for him? And give me a precept. Go ahead.
Jude 5:20.
That ain't the one.
It'd be like their kings and nurse and father.
It's in Matthew. Go ahead. Nope. It's in Matthew. Like, can you love a white person? Can anybody in here love a white person? Have you ever seen any black man love a white person? You never saw a black man love a white person.
According to what love is.
Hold on. Keep it simple. Have you ever seen a black man in love with a white person? All right. Did they love black people also?
I've never seen a white person love us.
No, my question is, the black man, let's take Michael Jordan. He's married now to a white woman.
He hates us.
Say that again?
He hates us.
Can you love a white person and a black person?
I got the scripture.
You got the scripture? Which one is it?
It is. You can look.
Who know the scripture? Who know what the book?
Oh.
Who know the chapter and verse? That's what I'm looking for. The chapter and verse. Why can't Michael Jordan love his white wife and also black people? It's the same reason why no white politician, no politician period, can free black people out of their hell they're in. Because the political system is for white people and by white people. You understand that? So how can you use an agenda that's for white people for the purpose of lifting black people up? Give me the precept.
Matthew 6 and 24.
That's exactly the same one you got, right? Who else got that precept? No. That's the one I'm looking for right there. You can't have two masters. And if you see any black man walking alongside of any white man, what's the relationship?
Servant master.
That's right. I like slave and slave master.
Slave and slave master.
You know, because we got servants and what's the other servants and leaders in here. I serve every man above me, man, vigilantly, and I'm proud of it. I'm a servant to Christ, like Most High, and then every man in the UPK. But you can't serve both a white man and a black man without being disgusted that you got to serve the white man. Every day I punch the goddamn clock and I can't be here doing this for 3 hours. I'm disgusted by it. It pissed me off that I ain't a regular staple on Facebook and YouTube no more because I gotta go to that goddamn slavery. You see what I'm saying? I'm mad about that shit. But there's some people that go in there and tap dance and they're happy. And guess what they're doing in there? Hating every black man and kissing the white man's ass.
That's right.
You see that? It's a little bit different with us, man. Now give me good.
It's like I wanted to bring something up before you got too far away from it.
Go ahead.
You mentioned abortion. And I don't know how many of us understand the significance of abortion.
Mm-hmm.
If you take every crime that kills a black life, that kills a Latino life, that kills a so-called Native American life, and add all those crimes together, abortion, there are more abortions performed than everything else as far as crime that destroys a life, that puts somebody in the grave.
Right. When I first learned what you're saying right now, I couldn't stop talking about it, man. I mean, I was all on Facebook, you know, in my early years. I offended everybody. I offended sisters with the post I made, like conversation. I couldn't even have a conversation with a sister without mentioning, you know, like, because in my mind, all I ever heard my whole life was from black women telling me that black men was the most criminals murderers and robbers and rapists, etc., that the world has ever seen. That's all I've ever heard from mama on down the line. From talking about my daddy and my uncles and that nigga over there, right there, that nigga there, right? But then when I read the numbers, the facts that you just spoke on, like black on black crime is like 9,000 a year. Not saying that's a small number, that's a lot. And I don't mean to make light of saying that. You know, cancer is up there, but it don't compare to abortion. Abortion is, this the number that I read in the day that I learned about how horrific the abortion numbers were in the black community. I read 1,800 a day. That's what I read. It was 18, that's all, that ain't that far from 2,000 a day. 1,800, and then when I did the math in my head, I was like 23 million of us. Damn, 1,800 a day is like a reasonable number based on what I know about the women in my life. That's my community that has had abortion.
That's 425,000.
That's why I said 500,000 abortions. That's probably a modest number. Believe it or not. That's probably number modest. Probably about 500,000. And listen, in my years now, I learned that it ain't that sister fault because I forgot that some of us pushed that sister that had an abortion. Right. Some of the sisters wanted that baby.
That's right.
But some of you men said, no, if I got to go in there with a hanger, that baby will not make it. Some of us did that too, so I don't make that the point the finger at sisters. I make that point to show you how the white man is the goddamn devil.
That's right.
Because he create these conditions, man. Create these conditions in our neighborhoods, and he understands sociology. He understands, if you're oppressing and suppressing people's voice and access to education and resources, what the end result is. This is the white man's doing, man. Like when the bastards came here as a rock, the feds, I told them exactly that, man. This is your doing. You got to participate in trying to fix it. Don't come in here and tell us what we should do. Let's talk about what you shouldn't have done.
Right.
Let's do that first. Talk about what you shouldn't have done to black people. And then once we realize what you shouldn't have done that you did to black people, then let's talk about how to fix it. Because how the hell are you going to sit up there and blame the victims for being a victim?
Right.
When you the victimizer, how the hell are you going to put those two together, man? You know how he able to do that? Because he's such a prideful fucking monster the white man is, man. You understand? He don't care. Only thing he's thinking about is his own feelings, man. If it ain't about his everything, it don't matter. All right? So any other questions, man? We're going to cut this one short, man. If it ain't no more questions out there, man, I'm going to turn the class over to priests and officers of Rock for reading us a security announcement. That's it? All right, most high in Christ.
Big hand.
ISUPK security announcements. We got our ISUPK start out of 1 West, 125th Street, out of Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. They need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers 18 and 21, Malachi 3 and 8 through 10 means 10th in the Hebrew, Ma'ashra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Up and coming holy convocation, the Feast of Dedication was December 1st, 2018. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirts, pants, headbands, and scarf. With that being said, I'd like to give a courteous salute to the teacher. Majim Shabbat, Majim Barak, we're gonna give a courteous salute to the sister. Majim Shabbat, Majim Barak, Yahweh Shema.
Shalom, Yahweh Shemar, Ilatah, B'Hashem Yahweh.
My whole life was trying to find something to follow. Had loyalty, every man tried to borrow. Felt pain and a lot of sorrow. Got betrayed, sold packs, I didn't even have my heart broke. Living confused, about to lose hope. Cops got me on the side of the road like a sideshow. Need an antidote before I croak. Now I'm setting fire to Rhythm Man Blues, call this guitar smoke. Rebel with no cause, trying to find direction. The world got me vexed. Picked up a bad liquor habit that's hereditary from oppression. Felt like my life was on fire, trying to find an exit. Now look, 10 G's plus a good record. Sometimes a follower is a soldier, trying to find a good shepherd. Plus when you in hell, how do you excel? Wisdom the breath of life, I don't believe in fairy tale. Listen well to what I tell. No calling can cause pain, something that a rebel knows very well. Can't you tell I was sent from the Lord? Got a tongue like a two-edged sword with a